Rising tension over oil production. Is Saudi Arabia ready to take on the US with the help of the Jewish lobby? Check out all the details in this video, and also subscribe to our English News Post YouTube channel. US President Joe Biden has warned Saudi Arabia that OPEC Plus decision to cut oil production will have bad consequences. It should be remembered that despite the American opposition, on October 5, the representative organization of the major oil-producing countries, OPEC Plus, announced that they will reduce oil production by 2 million barrels per day. The United States tried hard not to cut oil production, but the OPEC Plus countries, including Saudi Arabia, decided against the United States' intention. In this regard, the US president recently visited Saudi Arabia. OPEC Plus is a group of 23 oil-exporting countries. This group together decides how much oil to produce and how much oil to sell on the world market. Saudi Arabia is the largest oil-producing country in the world, producing 10 million barrels of oil per day. When oil prices fell significantly in 2016, OPEC added 10 more oil-producing countries to the group and formed the OPEC Plus group, at which time Russia also became a part of OPEC Plus. Russia also produces about 10 million barrels of oil per day. 13 countries are very important in this group, most of which are Middle Eastern and African countries. OPEC Plus countries together produce 40% of the world's crude oil. There will be consequences for what Saudi Arabia did, Biden. After this decision of the oil-producing countries, American President Biden gave an interview to the American news channel CNN on Tuesday and said that this decision will have some effect on Saudi Arabia. Just a day before Biden's interview, the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and influential Democratic Senator Bob Menendez said that the United States should immediately cut all ties with Saudi Arabia. In an interview with CNN, Biden said that what they, Saudi Arabia, have done for Russia will have some consequences. I won't say what I'm thinking and what's on my mind. But there will be consequences. The United States links the OPEC countries' decision to cut oil production to Russia. But Saudi Arabia issued a statement saying that the decision was taken to stabilize oil prices, not to increase prices. Saudi Arabia's response to America. The Saudi Foreign Ministry has issued a long statement rejecting the American accusations of Russian support and politicking against the United States over OPEC Plus' decision to cut oil production. The reaction of the Saudi Ministry of Foreign Affairs comes after the statement of US President Biden in which he asked to re-evaluate relations with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs said that statements about Saudi Arabia after the OPEC Plus decision said that Saudi Arabia is becoming a party to international conflicts and is politically active against the United States. Saudi Arabia strongly rejects these statements, which are not based on facts and show the decisions of OPEC Plus outside the economic context, the statement of the Saudi Ministry of Foreign Affairs said. This decision has been taken unanimously by all the member countries of the group. This decision does not belong to any one country. This decision has been taken on economic grounds so that there is a balance between supply and demand in the oil market. The statement also said that the decades-long relationship between Saudi Arabia and the United States is based on mutual respect. The Saudi government has made it clear in ongoing discussions with the US administration that postponing the OPEC Plus decision by 1 month will have negative economic consequences. It was suggested to postpone the decision. Distorting the facts about Saudi Arabia's position in the context of the Ukraine crisis is deplorable and will not change Saudi Arabia's position. This includes voting in support of the UN resolution on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. At the same time, Saudi Arabia's Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan said in an interview to Al Arabiya news channel that he believes that the United States will re-evaluate relations with Saudi Arabia and know its true importance. In an interview given to Al Arabiya News, he further said that the decision to reduce oil production is based entirely on economic reasons. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin has also defended the OPEC Plus decision. On the other hand, the President of the United Arab Emirates Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan is on a visit to Russia. President Putin said during a meeting with the President of the United Arab Emirates in St. Petersburg that we have made this decision to maintain the balance between supply and demand. Our decision is not against any country. Earlier, U.S. State Department spokesman Ned Price said that the U.S. would review its relationship with Saudi Arabia in consultation with its lawmakers and foreign allies. But in response to the question of whether the U.S. allegation that Saudi Arabia deliberately made such a decision to benefit Russia is correct. On this, Professor Muqtadar Khan says that it is completely wrong to say this. Since the Russo-Ukrainian War began. Since then, the United States has been putting pressure on developing countries around the world to make sacrifices for the sake of Ukraine and Europe. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to our English News Post and YouTube channel.